Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eddie Marcus, and I'm spokesman, I'm advocate of basic human rights for all people. Now, what that basically means, it means that human beings, by virtue of being alive, that you are entitled to certain benefits, just being a human being, just being alive, not just breathing, not just having access to water, not just having access to food, not just having access to a company, not just having access to a family, not just having access to education, not just having access to health care, not just having access to a career, and a career that plays a part in the creation of all of these things thus far that have been mentioned. Not just that you are alive, but that you are a child of the Almighty God that is invisible, that you cannot see, you cannot touch, you cannot feel, you cannot conjure up, and yet everything that you can identify is evidence that God exists. And what you are able to do together is an expression of your understanding of the God of your existence. That entitles you to life. You can plan and think about death all you want to, but number one is life. And what is life? Life is you, your needs, your wants, your desires being fulfilled. Life is peace, it's prosperity, it's freedom, it's joy of life, and the fulfillment of your dreams. Life is heaven. Life is paradise. So that's my job, and I know you can look around and say that I haven't been on it. Yes, I have, ladies and gentlemen, but I want you to know that the competition is very, very strong. Just this morning as I was getting ready to walk out of the door, there was a news piece on, and there was this statement of these people who got together on the TikTok. You know TikTok. Well, they came together on an agreement and raised some money to give to a gentleman, I can't recall his name, or do I recall the purpose for which they gave it to him? I know they appreciate him for whatever he is, and they cared. And so they collected $12,000, and they went to him unexpectedly and gave it to him and told him why. You can feel the emotion, you can feel the tears of joy that someone he had no idea cared that much about him to give him something that we all need today. And so they embraced, and you could feel the love. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, why isn't that every American do that to every American every day? Why can't we just live in such a way that our life is just rewarded, just being? Why can't we live like that? See, that's my purpose for being here. And I'm thinking, well, let me go out here and make this post so I can share with the people that I got some stuff on my mind. And that's you, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry that I don't have better lighting, but I don't have any of that which is required to look outstanding. In fact, I'm at the bottom of the pool. I'm down here where the pain is really felt. I'm down here where it really hurts. I mean, really, really hurts, ladies and gentlemen. And by me being here, it gives me the wherewithal to be able to articulate to those of you who have been denied this pain, who've been denied this suffering, to understand that if you do not deal with this today, tomorrow might be too late. Why? Because you will be right here. Why? Because that which created this, if it's gone, will bring others. That's not life, that's death. And I'm out here outside of a graveyard. Let me read this to you, ladies and gentlemen. It says, America, this message is to you. Blacks and whites, your fight is not with each other. Now, I'm talking to all of America right now. If you're listening to me, I'm talking to all Americans. Your fight, black and white, is not with each other. You see, this is a con's trick. Your fight is with the rich. Why are white and blacks broke? You're broke because you've been robbed, and you've been robbed by the rich. You've been robbed by millionaires and billionaires, legal or illegal. 621 billionaires in America. Now, that's not many people. 621 is not many people. But billionaires, that's a lot of wealth. And there are 11 million millionaires. Now, 11 million people is quite a number. But each one of them are millionaires. And that's a lot of wealth. Now listen, 320 million broke black and whites. Now, 320 million. Now listen to this. We got, what, 621 plus 11 million. So you got 11,621 people that got a lot of wealth. 11,621 people. 11,621 people got a lot of wealth. Now, 320 million of the rest of us, black and whites, we hooked, living from day to day and maintaining this status by fighting each other. They got us thinking that we are the problem. Now, a question in my mind, but I understand, but I ask this question of you. Why is it that an illegitimate person, there was a man in Minnesota, a senator, I believe, Al Franken. They said something about he had a situation with some sexual exploits that didn't look representative of a person of this great country. Al Franken. I think they say he pushed his hand against a woman's chest or something like that. He tried to kiss her, something like that. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes if you're around something as beautiful as a woman. Sometimes it's just hard to, if you're not smart, how to hold back. But the nation says, you gotta go. That's indecent. And Al Franken quit his job, proving to the nation that he was a good man, proving to the nation that he was the kind of man who really wanted to represent what the nation stands for, found a moment in time when his greed, his lust, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not putting people down. You got to be able to control yourself, though. But he went on and left. And here you are, the same people. I guess you appreciated that. Got a man sitting in the White House who not only did stuff like that, and you know about it, got the evidence of it, who walked on every law that you have gotten written that says if you walk on these laws, based upon these laws, violation, whatever position we have given you is gone. And put people in power to make sure that this thing is carried through. You got a man in Washington where the people spoke and said, you are impeached. And the rest of the people who say, well, we're not going to sentence, prosecute, whatever you want to call it. We're going to let this man back into the society. One man went to prove to the society that this is what we are about. And another comes along and says, To hell with that. Evil is taking over. Evil is taking over. Now, since this man has been in office, you've seen people you never heard of or never would have thought of reducing themselves to some of the lowest life that you could ever imagine. And then acting like they're proud of it. You got people walking around saying, we are going to run over this nation with our evil so deep that you ain't seen nothing yet. I think somebody like Steve Miller was saying that. And we are sitting back talking about the nation is not going to go for this. The world has proven, ladies and gentlemen, that if you challenge the people like this, people with improper guidance will fall for this trap. An America that you have always known would be America just like Russia, America just like China, America just like every institution where the dogs run the nation. But see, God has sent me here to tell you these things. Yes? And let me tell you, I got a bunch of information out here. If you're curious, if you want to know something, look it up. There's no shame in my game, because what I'm telling you is this. In Russia, they say Putin is God. Why? Because he'll kill you for passing gas if he wants to and get away with it. Donald Trump in America has set it up in such a way that if you don't wake up, if you pass gas, he wants to kill you, he'll do it and get away with it. Why? Because you've made up your mind. You've chosen a God that looks like you. Russia chose a God that looks like them. China chose a God that looks like them. I choose a God that looks like an invisible one. And it sure ain't you. So if you want to have anything to do with what I'm talking to you about, you got to do what's right. I'm not a righteous person. I sin just like you. But I ain't going to do nothing to hurt you. And I'm going to stand up against anything that I see coming to hurt you. And I see a lot hurting you today. And praying on your knees ain't getting it. Going to church on Sunday ain't getting it. Paying your tithes and offering ain't getting it. Reading your scriptures ain't getting it. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Don't let them tell you you can't work your way to heaven. Maybe you can't, because you can't. But I tell you what you can do. You can create it if you practice the rules of heaven. Then you live your life. Who's dying to go to heaven? You're living in heaven. But everybody else is too. Otherwise, it ain't heaven. You can't be rich, call yourself living in heaven and all this hell around you, and you treating it just like it's hell, and you the big boss with all the pain and suffering, you causing all the hell? No, baby girl. This ain't made for that. This is a new day. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking every last one of you who hear my voice, I'm asking you to wake up. Not for me, but wake up for yourselves. Wake up for your children. I was looking at a little baby the other day, just a little baby just born into this world. You know what it was like? Your mama tell you what it was like when you were born in this world, how much they loved you, how much they hoped and dreamed for you. Now, you see the world that you're living in today? Now think about the little babies that's coming into a world that's fitting to be ruled by an evil one like what they're being ran by today, and you're going to give it to them? You're not going to do anything about it? You old folks, don't die laying on your bed sick. Get up. Stand up for what's right. Make your life mean something. You young people who just wearing around with your pants down, people talking about just because you got no direction, pull your pants up and stand like a man. And stand up for yourselves and stand up for one another. Say, you be damn if you're going to live in hell. You're going to live in heaven, and you're not going to lie, you're not going to cheat, you're not going to steal, but you're going to expose that sucker that's robbing you of your life. And you demand that he give it back to you. Stand up, America. Stand up, people of America. People of the world, stand up. Stand up, and I promise you, you do not stand alone. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for giving me this your moment in time. This is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, and that is the right to life. Thank you.